What is a Landsmanshaft, and how can they help me in my genealogical research? This video explores this unique organization formed by European Jews, typically in cities with large immigrant populations. Imagine what it must have been like to leave your hometown and travel to a new country, a place where you might not speak the language, where you might not know anyone, where the culture of the country was completely different from what you've experienced your entire life. Well, many of our ancestors found organizations to help them cope with their transition, Landsmanshaft societies. Landsman is a Yiddish word for someone that comes from the same or nearby city or town. A Landsmanshaft society was a social mutual aid group whose members had in common a connection to their hometown or city. Landsmanshaft societies helped immigrants make the transition from their European home to their new home in the United States. These societies provided a number of services. They could help the immigrants learn English. They might provide help in finding employment. They also taught the American system of government by conducting elections, holding meetings, and giving their members participatory voices. When members needed financial help, they might be able to make loans. If they needed medical care or became too sick to work, the society might pay for medical expenses or pay benefits to the family. And when a member died, the Landsmanshaft controlled an area in a local cemetery where they would bury their members. There are two main categories of resources to consider when it comes to Landsmanshaft research. The first category includes organizational records and publications created by the group. Many groups publish journals or newsletters. These publications were written by members and are full of information about the members' families, including photos. Most of these groups held organized meetings. Although I'm not sure how many ran their meetings using Robert's Rules of Order, many did keep track of what went on during the meetings in minutes. They also charged dues, so there might be some kind of dues register of paid members. And if the group had special dinners or anniversary celebrations, you might be able to find programs that included a list of attendees and photos. The second category includes information relating to burial sections and records in metropolitan area cemeteries. As we mentioned, Landsmanshaft societies would buy a section within a cemetery and then sell individual plots to its members. Therefore, the burial society, or Chevra Kadisha, would have records of who owned and who was buried in each of the plots. If your ancestor came from a certain town, think how helpful it would be to find a section in a cemetery where the majority of those buried there also came from that town. Now, I say a majority because a spouse might not have been from that town, nor my later American-born generations. In addition, some societies might sell plots to friends or associates to raise money from people not associated with that town at all. Determining if your ancestral town has Landsmanshaft plots in a major metropolitan cemetery should definitely be a step in your research plan. So where can you find these resources? The YIVO Institute for Jewish Research has an excellent collection of Landsmanshaft material. Most of the material is in Yiddish, or if you're lucky, some in English. You can take a look at this database to determine if they have anything for your town, or call them to make sure the list is up to date. Other archives that might have Landsmanshaft collections include the American Jewish Archives in Cincinnati, the American Jewish Historical Society in Boston, and the Philadelphia Jewish Archives. And Landsmanshaft societies can be found in countries around the world where Jewish immigrants moved. The New York Jewish Genealogical Society did a comprehensive review of all the Landsmanshaft sections in the New York metropolitan area. You can search this database by town to find out if your town has one or more sections in one or more cemeteries. Although we're focusing on the New York City metropolitan area, you should also consider other cities where there might be large Jewish immigrant populations, such as Boston, Philadelphia, Chicago, or LA. Printed material from Landsmanshaft societies can give you insights about your ancestors transitioning from the old world to the new. Their photos and authored stories from journals make valuable additions to any family research. Finding ancestral town burial sections may also lead you to find family and extended family members. This has been another helpful video from the Jewish Genealogy Society of Long Island. Please visit our website at www.jgsli.org for more information on our monthly speakers, beginners workshop, and other projects and resources. And visit our Facebook page where you can take part in conversations with experienced researchers. Whether you're on Long Island or an out-of-towner, we'd love to hear from you. Good luck with your research.